One of the world's most legendary supercar companies was never supposed to exist. It wasn't founded by a racing driver. It wasn't born inside a famous automotive company. And it certainly didn't begin with a supercar. It began with tractors, heavy agricultural machines built for farmers. So how did a tractor manufacturer end up challenging Ferrari, one of the most respected names in motorsport? And did a single conversation between two powerful businessmen really change automotive history? Or is that just a legend? To find out, we have to go back to post-war Italy.
Long before Lamborghini became famous for building some of the fastest cars on Earth, it was solving a very different problem. Italy was recovering from World War II. Farms needed equipment, businesses needed machinery, and the country was trying to rebuild its economy. Seeing an opportunity, Ferruccio Lamborghini founded a company that built tractors using surplus military components and other available parts. A practical solution in a country focused on reconstruction. The business grew quickly, demand increased, and before long, Lamborghini had become one of Italy's successful tractor manufacturers. By the late 1950s, Ferruccio Lamborghini had become a wealthy businessman. He could afford almost any car he wanted, and naturally, he developed a passion for high-performance grand touring cars. He owned several luxury automobiles, including Ferraris. But one of those cars would eventually change everything.
By the early 1960s, Ferruccio Lamborghini had everything most car enthusiasts could only dream about: a successful business, financial freedom, and a garage filled with some of Italy's finest automobiles. Among them were several Ferraris. On paper, they were nearly perfect, fast, beautiful, built for drivers who appreciated performance. But Ferruccio wasn't just another customer. He was an engineer, a manufacturer, someone who understood machines from the inside out. And after spending time with his Ferraris, he began noticing something he didn't expect. The cars were exciting, but they weren't perfect. According to Ferruccio Lamborghini's own later recollections, he repeatedly experienced clutch problems on one of his Ferraris. As someone who manufactured heavy machinery every day, he believed the problem could be improved. Most owners would simply accept it. Ferruccio decided to do something else. He contacted Ferrari. What happened next has become one of the most famous stories in automotive history. According to a widely repeated account, Ferruccio Lamborghini arranged to meet Enzo Ferrari. His goal wasn't to criticize Ferrari's cars. He simply wanted to discuss a mechanical issue. As a manufacturer himself, he believed he could offer constructive feedback. The meeting, however, didn't go the way he expected. Over the years, different versions of the story have emerged, but they all share the same central idea. The conversation ended badly. One widely repeated version claims that Enzo Ferrari dismissed Ferruccio's criticism, suggesting that a tractor manufacturer should stick to building tractors rather than commenting on sports cars. Whether those exact words were spoken remains debated by historians. But one fact is not. Shortly after that period, Ferruccio Lamborghini made a decision that would change automotive history. If he couldn't buy the grand touring car he wanted, he would build one himself. Making that decision was the easy part. Building an entirely new sports car company was something else entirely. Ferruccio Lamborghini wasn't trying to become a racing legend. He wasn't interested in Formula One, and he wasn't trying to copy Ferrari. His goal was surprisingly simple:
build a grand touring car that combined performance with comfort, power with reliability, and speed without unnecessary compromises. To make that happen, he needed some of Italy's brightest engineering minds. One by one, experienced designers and engineers joined the new company. The mission was clear: create a car that could compete with the best grand tours in the world. Not someday, immediately. Just 1 year after founding Automobili-Lamborghini, the company revealed its first prototype, the 350 GTV. It immediately attracted attention. Not because it looked like a Ferrari, but because it didn't. It introduced a completely different philosophy. Elegant, powerful, refined. The prototype would later evolve into the Lamborghini 350 GT, the company's first production car. Critics praised its engineering. Owners praised its comfort. And buyers finally had something they had never seen before: a genuine Italian alternative to Ferrari. Lamborghini had done more than start a new company. It had created competition, real competition. And that would push both manufacturers to become even better. The 350 GT proved something important. Lamborghini could build an exceptional grand touring car. But Ferruccio wanted more. He didn't want people to remember Lamborghini as just another luxury car company. He wanted to build something the world had never seen before. The result arrived in 1966, the Lamborghini Miura. Even today, many automotive historians describe it as the world's first modern supercar. Its engine sat behind the driver. Its proportions looked almost unreal, and its design completely changed what people expected a high-performance car to look like. Nothing else on the road looked quite like it. Almost overnight, Lamborghini had transformed from a promising newcomer into one of the most exciting names in the automotive world. This is where the story often becomes exaggerated. Many people say Lamborghini defeated Ferrari. Others say Ferrari was humiliated. But history is more complicated than that. Ferrari continued building some of the world's greatest sports cars. Its racing success continued. Its reputation remained unmatched. Lamborghini wasn't trying to destroy Ferrari. It was offering buyers something different. One company focused heavily on racing heritage. The other focused on refined grand touring performance. Competition pushed both brands forward. And that's exactly what happened. Instead of creating a loser, the rivalry created two automotive legends. Sometimes competition doesn't weaken an industry. It makes everyone better. Back at the beginning of this story, we asked a simple question. How did a tractor company end up challenging Ferrari? The answer wasn't a single meeting. It wasn't a single sentence. And it certainly wasn't a single moment. It was the result of experience, engineering, ambition, and the willingness to build something better. Whether the famous conversation happened exactly as it's often told may never be known. But what happened afterward is beyond debate. A successful tractor manufacturer entered an industry dominated by established names and built one of the most respected automotive brands in history. Today, Lamborghini stands as one of the world's most recognizable luxury performance car manufacturers, not because it copied Ferrari, but because it followed its own vision. Sometimes the biggest competitors don't come from inside an industry. They come from someone bold enough to question how things have always been done. And that's how a tractor company permanently changed the supercar world.